Assessor, I'm ready to perform conduct competency assessment. Measuring cups and measuring spoon are available. Mixing bowl is available. Wire whisk is available. And materials and other tools are available. Before we will start, may I request everyone to please stand for a prayer. Thank you. You may now take your seat. Have a good day, everyone. I am Jessel from Sibugay Technical Institute. I am an accredited competency assessor and NTTC holder and Bread and Festive Production Institute. This the provincial office designates me to conduct assessment and Bread and Festive Production Institute. With me is the TESDA representative, Ms. Jungoy. You don't have to worry about her presence. She is here to oversee the conduct of competency and to check if it is in accordance to prescribe the competency assessment methodology and procedures. She will not be the one to assess it. And I would like also to acknowledge the presence of the assessment consulting member, Ms. Ugasan. Okay, let me check first your attendance. This is the attendance sheet. Kindly affix your signature and pass it to the other candidates. Please submit the attendance sheet if you are done. Thank you. When your name is called, please come forward and please submit your admission slip. Ms. Jungoy, please come forward and submit your admission slip. Thank you. You may now take your seat. Ms. Dugasan, please come forward and submit your admission slip. Okay, please take your seat. I have here with me your accomplished self-assessment guide which you filled up. It is an indicator that you are indeed ready to perform the units of competency enumerated in this qualification. Alright, to put us all together at the right perspective, there is a need for us to have a common understanding about the notion of assessment. Assessment is a process of collecting evidence and making judgment on whether or not competency has been achieved. Purposes of assessment, there are 8 types, which are to certify that an individual has achieved competency, to recruit and select candidates for a job, to monitor individual performance at work, to determine the training needs, to conduct skills audit, to recognize prior learning, classify a person, industry or enterprise standard, and the last one is to provide feedback during training. I am going to administer competency assessment for Bread and Festive Production Institute, and it has 5 core units of competency, which are prepare and produce bakery products, prepare and produce pastry products, prepare and present gâteaux, tortillas and cakes, prepare and display fitifours, and present desserts. The core units of this qualification are clustered to form one assessment package for full qualification, meaning to say you have to be competent the all units of competency for you to become competent for the qualification. In this assessment, you will be judged using both demonstration with oral questioning. It is expected that you can provide evidences on the core units of competency specified in competency standards. So within 6 hours and 30 minutes, you will be performing the following tasks, namely the prepare and produce bakery products, prepare and produce pastry products, prepare and present gâteaux, tortillas and cakes, prepare and display fitifours, and present dessert. While you are performing the task, I will be observing, and after demonstration, I will be asking questions related to your demonstrations. You will be given a specific instruction for you to guide you in your task. After the oral questioning, I will give feedback about your performance. Now, may I tell you not to worry? And please don't be anxious. I want you to relax and so you can so you can think well, because when you are nervous you can't perform well. Along with this perspective, you don't need to compete with one another. Rather, you have to test yourself whether you meet the standards as prescribed in the training regulations. Once found competent, you will be issued with NC2 certificate. Hence, the impact of being NC holder is already a lifetime indelible mark placed in you, and you can use it in seeking employment as your credential. In the same manner, as an assessor, I must observe transparency in recordings, adhere to the quality system, observe confidentiality in the records, and must have integrity in doing such. I would like also to inform you that you have to observe health and safety precautions while performing the different tasks. If you have some questions or clarifications, or if there is a need for me to translate any instruction into your own dialect, I will be willing to entertain it. If you need assistance, just raise your hand and I will be willing to assist you. Let me remind you not to disturb your candidate, and you are not allowed to go out from the assessment center when you are already to start performing the task. Furthermore, after the assessment and decision has been made, if you don't agree with my decision as your assessor, you have the right to make an appeal by writing a letter of appeal that is to the TISDA Provincial Director at TISDA Sibugay Provincial Office. If you are found competent, you will be awarded with National Certificate of Competency, signed by the TISDA Director General, and it will be valid for 5 years. Upon expiration, it will be renewed upon your request and after verification with the following requirements: duly accomplished application form, original NC or COC, picture 3 pieces, colored, passport size with white background, and wear white color shirt. Certificate of work or teaching experience for at least 12 months during the validity period of the NC or COC in the relevant qualification, and duly signed by the employer or the school administrator. On the other hand, if ever you will be declared not yet competent, you may apply for reassessment anytime at your own convenience. In case of assessment for full national qualification, reassessment shall be focused only on the specific areas where you have not satisfactorily achieved the required level of competency, and shall pay the full assessment fee based on the list of fees promulgated by the TISDA board, that is 700 pesos. However, if you fail assessment for 2 consecutive times, you are advised to go through a refresher course before taking another assessment. Do you have any questions or clarifications before we proceed?
None, ma'am.
If there is none, we're having a written test and you are going to answer in 10 minutes. Time's up. Submit your answer sheet. Now, I will assign number to each of you. Miss Jungoy, number 1. Miss Limari, candidate number 2. At this point, may I ask to others to please stay outside the room and please wait for your turn. I just call. Now let us begin with candidate number 1. Miss Jungoy, please come forward and follow me to the practical work area. Alright, candidate number 1, are you ready for the assessment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is the base on the units of competency found in the training regulations. By the way, do you have any third party or portfolio that will support your competency on any of the core units of competency? If you have Please give it to me.
None, ma'am.
Okay? If there is none, kindly listen attentively. We have heard that different materials, tools, and equipment which you will use in the performing the different tasks. I will also provide with the specific instruction. Kindly read the activities you will perform. Do it in a step-by-step manner as are reflected in the performance criteria. Again, I will observing you while you are performing the task. After your demonstration, I will be asking you some questions related to your demonstration of the units of competency. In 6 hours and 30 minutes, using these given materials, tools, and equipment, you are required to demonstrate on how to prepare and produce bakery products, prepare and produce pastry products, prepare and present gâteaux, tortillas, and cakes, prepare and display PTFors, and present desserts. Let me remind you to observe safety precaution during the demonstration. You may call me when there is a need for me to translate any instruction into your own dialect if you have clarifications. Do you have questions?
None, ma'am.
If none, you may now start. Miss Boy, you have 10 minutes left to complete your task. Time's up. Kindly follow me to the oral questioning. Are you ready for the oral questioning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will be asking questions related to the units of competency found in the training regulation. Please answer the question the best that you can. Number 1 question. What method will you use upon mixing the butter and the rum?
Cut and fold technique.
Okay. Thank you. What is the difference between cake flour and all-purpose flour?
Cake flour is smooth while all-purpose flour is rough.
Very good. Okay, thank you for your wonderful question. What can you say about your performance about the assessment?
It's fine and very awesome.
Okay, Ms. Homoy, I found out that you performed well and did very well in all units of competency, especially in prepare and produce bakery products, prepare and produce pastry products, prepare and present gâteaux, tortillas, and cakes. However, as an assessor observing your performance, I noticed that you need to polish and practice on the other activities particularly and prepare and display PTFors and present desserts. But your performance is within the standard requirements of the qualification as prescribed in the training regulation and competency-based curriculum. And since your performance meet the critical aspects of competency, I will now declare you competent. Congratulations for your performing. You are indeed competent in the 3 units of core competencies, and now you are one of the NC holder and grad in production NC2. Okay, kindly affix your signature in this rating sheet. This is proof that you accept the assessment decision. You can claim your competency assessment result summary to the assessment center manager later. Ms. Hoy, you can get your national certificate or certificate of competency from the TISDA provincial office upon presentation of your CARS 5, which will be given by the assessment center manager later